to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Please let the record reflect that all board members are present. I do have an announcement, which I'm very happy to tell you, if anyone doesn't know, that New York State has just passed a resolution to adopt P.S. I Love You Day statewide. We, of course, are the birthplace of P.S. I Love You Day. Our former students, the Thomas, who created it to, was a kind of way to overcome their tragedy. Like I said, we're very proud of that, and pass that along.
Hey.
Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on an agenda item? Thank you. Can I have a motion for the approval of minutes of January 22nd, 2019 planning session? Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Personnel.
Thank you, Mr. Gill. May I have a motion for the approval of the retirement of Kathleen Sapansky, Director of Mathematics and Business Education, effective July 1, 2019.
So moved. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Can I oppose? On the record, is Mrs. Sapansky here?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Kathy for her service to the district. We've gone through a lot of changes in the math department, whether it was state-initiated or district-initiated, but I am really proud and pleased of the work she has done here, and she will be missed. So thank you. May I have a motion for the approval of a childbearing leave of absence for Vanessa Dage, E&L, effective January 28, 2019. So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the adult education spring 2019 educators as listed in your backup. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the club advisors for 2018-19 as listed in your backup. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the graders regents exams for January 2019-18-19 school year as listed in your backup. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the substitute teachers as listed in your backup. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the substitute teaching assistant as listed in your backup. So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mrs. Burns. Dr. Rulon, curriculum.
Good evening, everyone. So effective July 1st, 2018, Education Law, Section 804 was amended by Chapter 390 and Chapter 1 to require health education in schools to include instruction in mental health. Specifically, the legislation required health education curriculum to include several dimensions of health, including mental health and the relation of physical and mental health, and be designed to enhance student understanding, attitudes, and behaviors that promote health, well-being, and even dignity. So this year, the district provided an updated Health Smart program to our K-5 classrooms, which now offers a mental and emotional health component. And over the past few years, we've been so fortunate to be able to bring full-time social worker positions to all of our buildings, which was just so critically needed, and we see them being used day in and day out. And they really provide the core mental and emotional health curriculum to our students, and they have been doing that core curriculum with us through Health One. So recently, I just love to share these things that I see throughout the district, but I was in a 4th grade classroom in Okanagan where Miss Bees was building social worker, was pushing into Mrs. Faraci's classroom. The lesson provided students with the opportunity to discuss what stress is, situations that may cause stress, how people feel when they are stressed, the negative and positive ways to deal with stress, something I think we could all use. She shared with the students that different strategies may work for different people, so they have to practice those strategies on their own so that they can be quickly equipped to deal with any situation. So the students also practiced deep breathing, they used the triangle breath, and then they were encouraged to close their eyes and practice on their own. At the close of this lesson, the students shared that dealing with stress left them more in control of their own decisions, makes them feel better, and helps them handle situations to make good decisions. Then a few days later, another one of our social workers, Mrs. Torelli, pushed into a third grade classroom in Paul J. Ballou in Mrs. Stewart's classroom. The students there identified that they could be mentally healthy by reading, physically healthy by playing soccer, and laughing for their emotional health. They also discussed that the physical body signals lets them know when they're feeling okay and when they're not feeling okay, and what are some healthy ways that they could deal with any of those feelings or emotions. Whether they were taking it out by talking with a trusted adult, listening to music, or taking a breath. I'm just amazed because I think 2 years ago, without this program in our buildings and without the support of our social workers, and then to see that being carried over by our classroom teachers, we would not see our students being as equipped as they are to handle some of the different factors that, impede their ability to make good decisions, but they're able to now have those strategies and coping skills to do that. So if you also then go look into those classrooms, which I also was sharing with the teachers, they're like a visual read of good things, positive affirmations for students, and also different strategies they can use when they're feeling they're in a difficult situation. So just really kudos to those classroom teachers, Mrs. Faraci, Mrs. Stewart, our social workers, Ms. Bees, Mrs. Torelli, and of course, real kudos to those students who were able to be able to do it. But thank you all for supporting them in this amazing program and the chance for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lewin. Mr. Brady will discuss the meeting of the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Geller. The Finance Committee met on February 5th, 2019 in the office. Committee members present were myself, Mr. McGinnis, and Mr. Mahalik. We also had board members in attendance, Mr. Geller, Mr. Antonello, and Mr. O'Connor. Administrators present were Mr. Burns, our superintendent, and Elisa Pilati, our assistant superintendent for business. And others present were Pat Plumpton, our internal claims audit. The purpose of the meeting, as always, was to review warrants for the month and discussion of pertinent fiscal matters. The meeting was called to order at 7:30 p.m. Under the Treasurer's Report, the school district funds for December 2018 and the extracurricular funds for November and December 2018 were presented and accepted by the committee. The payroll summary report for December 2018 was presented and accepted by the committee. We had the financial statements for December 2018 presented and accepted by the committee. The internal claims audit report for January 2018 was also presented and accepted by the committee. The internal claims audit report for January 2019 was presented and accepted by the committee. The system manager audit trail for January 2019 was presented and accepted by the committee. And the payroll certification for 1/11/19 and 1/25/19 were presented and accepted by the committee. The committee reviewed the warrants and the Finance Committee received the warrants. We also had the board agenda finance items, the approval of budget transfers presented and accepted by the committee for submission to the board tonight. We also have the approval of surplus miscellaneous physical education equipment, approval of resolutions that are listed in the agenda tonight, and we have the approval of the 2018-19 contract Kid Success Incorporated. We also have the approval of the 2018-2019 health services contract with the East Islip Union Free School District. We had some discussion items. Deferred compensation plan. Ms. Pilati discussed the New York State deferred compensation plan and the benefits this plan would bring and offer our employees. The committee agreed to allow the district to offer this plan as an investment option to all staff. The related resolution will be put on a future board agenda. We also discussed the capital reserve proposition and the continuous voter registration proposition. The committee confirmed that both of these propositions will appear on the May 21st, 2019 ballot. The capital reserve proposition will be for the establishment of a capital reserve, and the continuous voter registration proposition will be to allow residents to register to vote at any time during the year as opposed to only a 4-hour window once per year. And the meeting was adjourned at 7:50 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. And Mr. O'Connor will discuss the meeting of the Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Geller. Good evening, everybody. The Buildings and Grounds Committee met this past Tuesday, February 5th, here at District Office. Committee members present were myself, Mr. Brady, and Mr. Mahalik. Other board members in attendance, Mr. Geller, Mr. McGinnis, and Mr. Antonello. Administrators present were Mrs. Burns, Mr. Bossi, and Mrs. Pilati, and the meeting was called to order at 7:55 p.m. First on the agenda was a request by tenant ask us to place a sign under our building sign at the Bayview building, and this was reviewed and discussed. The sign as proposed was not accepted by the committee. However, in an effort to be fair to all tenants, the district will consider a sign that is more uniform to our signage and offers space to all tenants. Ms. Bossi will report back to the committee at a future hearing with the workup of a new sign for the committee to consider. The lease with the BOCES tenant for the Massara building is coming due, and the committee is working on a proposed renewal lease. This will be further discussed at a future B&G meeting. In addition, BOCES is requesting to install an additional parking lot on the grounds. This would be fully at their expense. However, no discussion or approval of this request will be considered until the lease renewal is finalized. Mr. Bossi reported to the committee on his preliminary findings on installing a solar system on the roofs of all district buildings. Further investigation on details and cost is needed, but preliminary findings show there may be an opportunity for significant reimbursement from the state on equipment that we install that we own, not lease. And in a relatively short term, maybe 5 to 8 years, the solar may produce enough revenue to pay for itself and possibly to generate future revenue. The committee asked Mr. Bossi to look into this further and to report back with more details on the finances. Additional information that was provided to the committee included the district's architect and general contractor for the bond project will be attending the next B&G meeting on March 12th to provide an update on phase 4 of the bond project. The Westbrook Building's boiler room recently experienced a sewer flood. The room has been thoroughly cleaned and dried out, and the district is now working with the insurance company to process the claim. Due to the recent cold spell, the district had a frozen water line cause a leak and a sprinkler outside the district office back door, and a frozen irrigation line at the high school, both are being repaired. And due to the amount of bond work that's being done this summer, space will be tight in many of the buildings, and it is likely that many of the summer programs may be located in buildings other than typically assigned in past years. And the meeting was adjourned at 8:30 p.m.
Mr. O'Connor, if I may, I think I heard you say that ask us to request a sign at Bayview. Of course, it's current.
Yep. Thank you for the correction.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connor. Mr. Antonello will discuss the meeting of the Education Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Giller. Good evening, everybody. This evening, we had a meeting of the Education Committee at 7:15 in the district office. The meeting began at 7:15 p.m. Members present included myself, Mrs. Burns, Mr. Geller, Mrs. LaRosa, Mr. O'Connor, Dr. Rulin. Others present included Mr. McGinnis, Mr. Mahalik, and Mr. Brady. We had an instructional and information technology update. Mrs. Rihanna Fulton, Director of Technology, provided the committee with an overview to the IT department and updates to our program. Mrs. Fulton shared the status of the district's one-to-one device deployment initiative, professional development, maintenance cycle, software upgrades, and enhanced communication. A new ticketing system has been put in place that tracks the need for technical support and requests for equipment or new programs. Mrs. Fulton chairs the District Technology Committee, which has reviewed and recommended the new J-Touch panels, styluses used with Chromebooks, Nearpod, WeVideo, and a review of updating the keyboarding program for grades K through 5. Additionally, we have 5 staff members who will be presenting their work at the Association of Suffolk Supervisors for Educational Technologies, or ASSET Technology Conference. The meeting adjourned at 7:50 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Antonello.
I just want to add, Mrs. Fulton, thank you so much. It was a great presentation, and we're thrilled with the work that you're doing in the technology department.
Agreed. Thank you. Mr. Mahalik will discuss the meeting of the Safety Committee.
The Safety and Security Committee meeting met February 5th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. at Paul J. Ballou Elementary School. The members present were myself, Kevin O'Connor, Bernadette Burns, Alyssa Pilati, Anthony Bridgman, Jack Maniscalco, Dan Markwood, John Mullins, Andrew O'Farrell, Rhonda Pratt, James Bossi, Byron Gray, and Sean Wallace. Members absent were Scott Brady, Ann Rulin, Tim Moran, and Dawn Morrison. Others present were Steve Geller, Ron McGinnis, and Craig Gorolowski. First, we talked about the accessibility to buildings by community groups. Two strangers gained access to Paul J. Ballou Elementary School after hours, raising concerns about ensuring the safety of our community groups. Effective July 1st, security staff will be added to all buildings for after-hour activities. The cost will be charged to the groups using the facility as part of the permitting process. Technology. Cameras are being added district-wide, and additional servers have allowed greater and longer recording capacity. Main office personnel will now have the ability to view the front door cameras on their desktops via newly installed software. The visitor management systems will be vetted within the next few months in anticipation of the addition of security vestibules to all the buildings. The walkie-talkie radios are being purchased out of this year's budget to support more effective communication within the buildings and across the district. Budget considerations. All security items discussed over the last few months have been included in the 2019-2020 school district budget projections. Next, we talked about the addition of the Lions Pride will be focusing on the security initiatives in the current and upcoming school year. And the committee discussed further safety projects, including 911 phones near AEDs throughout the district, visible badges for middle school students, strobe warning lights, and armed guards. The meeting was adjourned at 7:05 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Mahalik. And Mr. McGinnis will discuss the Committee on Special Ed, Preschool Special.
Thank you. The committee met today, February 7th, in the district office. Committee members present were myself and Anne Marie Rosa, administrators present, Superintendent Burns, Jean Dowling, and Gail Doherty. The meeting began at approximately 8 a.m. As usual, we were presented the CSE and CPSE recommendations and modifications for the month, and all were to be in order. We also discussed several student placements, and the meeting adjourned at approximately 8:30.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. And Mrs. Pilati will discuss financial matters and business items.
Thank you. The treasurer's report for the month of December had a beginning balance of $18,362,170.11 and an ending balance of $13,287,604.69. May I have a motion for the approval of budget transfer 3586 for the general fund?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of contract Kids Success Incorporated for 2018-19 school year?
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the 2018-19 Health Services Contract for East Islip School District?
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of miscellaneous surplus physical education equipment?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the Box Tops for Education donation for the Manatuck School and the related budget increase for the 2018-19 school year?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for the approval of the 2019-2020 student teacher calendar as contained in your backup?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Burns?
Thank you, Mr. Geller. First, earlier this week, late last week, members of WOWI, the Women of West Islip, donated kindness banners to all of our schools, and if they haven't gone up, they'll be going up shortly. That has been a theme that has been pervasive throughout the district, and the timing was really perfect because, as Mr. Geller pointed out earlier, tomorrow is P.S. I Love You Day, and I believe that we will be a sea of purple. I hope we're a sea of purple, and I encourage all of you to remind everyone that they are valued and cherished, and we're glad to be working with all of you. So thank you.
Mr. Burns, Mrs. LaRosa, now you
Yes.
have a reminder for everyone?
Yes, well, I'll just comment on the Yes, I Love You Day as well. Joseph Palmer was a friend of mine, and I worked with him on a number of community initiatives and projects around the time when he lost his life. And I'm extremely proud of Brooke and her sister for continuing PS I Love You Day and stretching out, you know, that initiative to other communities and around the state. Brooke is just killing it out there. And she's our former student. She is an associate producer right now at Yahoo Finance. And she's just doing terrific. So I'm really super proud of her. The other thing I wanted to talk about was PAWS, Partners Advancing West Islip Students. That fundraiser slash gala slash honoree benefit is going on March 15th, and we're currently booking up our dinner seats and taking journal ads, and it's going along really great. So if anybody would like to join us in honoring Jean Dowling and John Ramonde, I encourage you to return your forms to us so that we can properly sit you at the event. It will be great. And
It's a fun night for a great cause.
Good celebration. So please join us.
Okay, any members of the public wishing to speak? Okay. In that case, may I have a motion to adjourn to executive session where we discuss personnel, negotiations, and litigation.
So moved.
Hold on, not done. At the conclusion of executive session, the board will reconvene the public session in the district office boardroom to consider any items for which a vote is required.
So moved.
Discussion.